Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be channeling messages from the divine and your higher self and take a look at a new potential romantic timeline, a romantic partner, a romantic relationship coming into your life, entering in. And since this is a general and timeless reading, these messages are based on when you are most ready to enter into a new relationship, or perhaps if you're watching this right now, you are currently trying to manifest a new relationship or in your life. And this doesn't always have to. I think an added message I just got on was see, I had it. Hello, welcome to this reading. First of all, before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for all your support. And I am very happy that you are here with me during this journey. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And just know that, you're here for a reason and you're doing so well on your life's journey. And that was another message that wanted to come in. But as I was saying, this doesn't have to be romantic. I had intended this originally to be romantic. Some of you might be asking for friendships or platonic relationships that almost are like marriages. Like that is an interesting message that came in. So if you are currently trying to manifest like a best friend or a life friend, this also is for you. So right now, I just want to say, if there's a lot of hurt and confusion in your life, don't worry, you're not alone. The one of the themes that keeps popping up in my most recent readings is that the entire collective is very much ready for change, and it's daring to make that change. And a lot of people, we feel like we're on the collective itself feels like it's alone and almost hopeless. And that's a weird way to start this off, because that isn't the feeling I got when I tapped into this energy right away. There is a lot of change happening. It feels like during the next 3 or 4 months, like even into December of this year, like 9 months from now, or at least from time of recording, society is going through this stage of change. And when it comes to change in relationships, like as we are all growing and evolving together, the collective is sort of like almost, I guess, rebounding in on itself, if that makes any sense. So some of you might be dealing with either past life issues, current incarnation issues surrounding the theme of love or love wounds, because it does feel like there's some platonic energy, because it almost feels like the the general public is trying to teach itself how to love again and learn how to love. So whether this is a platonic relationship that's coming in, or just a sheer romantic relationship, or an entire friend group of people, there's a lot of themes here surrounding letting go of the past and embracing change. And for some of you, you might not be ready for it, or you are currently letting go of the past and you want something new in the future, but there's a little bit of underlying fear. And now, first off, I'm going to say I got a lot of downloads pre message recording, so there's a lot of context that I'm picking up on that's going to be clarified here. But basically, I like to use music as a healing modality. Music, art in general, I always say, is a way for us to tap into a part of our soul, a part of our emotional body in a way that our logical mind cannot comprehend. So I do really love to use music incorporated into my readings, and I strongly encourage those of you who learn more about yourself or heal through music to take advantage of that, because I got bombarded by two separate playlists. One of them basically was a Release Your Ex playlist, which most of you might already have or are currently releasing an ex, but there might be some emotional wounds that are still there that you're trying to let go of, and maybe might end up taking into the next relationship. I don't know. But if you are looking to release an ex and you like to use, I'm hearing spirit magic. Like, music is a form of magic, let's say. If you're listening to a playlist and setting intentions to manifest something, like creating on a Spotify channel, like, or sorry, using your Spotify app and creating a playlist to conjure certain things in your life or to energetically align with a manifestation is a very simple and easy method of co-communication with the divine. So I am going to create two different lists of songs, and you can add them to your own playlist. You can listen to music right away, depending on what you vibe with. But the two playlists, or lists of the two playlists I'm creating basically are the I Release Your Ex playlist and the Future Potential Relationship playlist, because energy is mutable. Energy is always transferable. Who you are today might not be who you want to be tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. But your intentions are being set in motion to create a very high vibrational timeline that is filled with unconditional love. So, use that method of healing as you will. So I will link that in the description below, but it's going to be, again, this is one of the playlists is labeled as the New Romantic Timeline and a Release Your Ex playlist. Now, I am getting specifically, some of you are asking for platonic love. So apply what is applicable to your definition of what you want love is, because energy is unboundless and it could be shaped in any way. But I am mostly just delivering the information and giving you ways of anchoring that into your soul. So with that out of the way, also the major theme surrounding both playlists definitely it revolves around letting go of the old, letting in the new, but being uncertain of change. And there's a theme surrounding also not wanting to repeat cycles. History tends to repeat itself until we take a stand and say, no, we're going to be the cycle breakers. So I have a whole bunch of notes here. Let me just check. Yeah, so one of the other messages that came through is, if some of you are younger and looking for more highly evolved relationships, like setting your standards based on what you already know, it may not be a great place to start, is what I'm hearing. You want to slowly learn what you want in life. You want to go through. I'm hearing some of you might. Okay, so that's a weird message, and just take it as it resonates. Some of you might need to or want to go through messy breakups just so you can get the experience or learn. And that might be coming from your soul higher self. Some of you might know that. If you're keeping in track with your higher self or your Akashic records, like I just got a thumbs up from someone's soul, spirit guide or their higher self, saying it's not unusual or uncommon to want to experience love in all its forms. And sometimes the pain can teach us how to evolve and grow and to stand in our truth. So I think for some of you, you need to hear that right now, because it's like summer love is a main theme of what's coming up. But there's also a side theme of wanting to have a very youthful, loving relationship, but also have a trusting, empathic, and like fully grown relationship. Like you want to imbibe the energy of both summer and winter in a relationship and your relationship statuses. And though they may change over time, like when you get to a point in your life, and like summer and winter doesn't necessarily need to be an age thing. There's no limit to like how old we feel, and how, some people just don't grow up. Some people stay in the summer of their lives forever. Like some people peak in high school and they stay there, and it's okay. But if you're marrying someone who's stuck in high school, or you're dating someone who's stuck in high school, and you've internally graduated college and are emotionally maturing and evolving, it's second nature to want to stay stuck with the person you love, to try to drag them with you. But all in all, you can't force someone to change, and change cannot also be forced upon you as well. So making those positive moves in a direction that is good for you and your soul, and not fearing change, but also not fearing the emotions. Like having the sense of emotional balance and control in your life, but also knowing it's okay to feel. It's okay to cry. If you're hearing a song and it's a breakup song, like cry those tears, honey. Like, you deserve it. Grab a box of tissues, sit down and have some like honey tea or tea with lemon, and just watch romantic comedies or watch horror movies or whatever you do to just, you gotta detoxify from your ex. So the over arcing energy of the new timeline, the song is Boys of Summer. So a very long lasting relationship is for you next if you so claim it. And it's almost feels like there's this bittersweetness to it, but there's also a lot of love. And it's a love that's coming from a place of wisdom and groundedness. Like, you can be both a summer child who is happy and giddy and loves going to the beach, but accept that seasons change and embody the adult, the groundedness of the adult part of your soul. So if you're looking for excitement in this relationship, it can be for you, but don't confuse excitement and love with drama and the lack of reciprocity, because if there is an ego wound surrounding this idea or concept of love that's been planted in you, like, first of all, it's not your fault. It's a part of your brain that associates the rush of endorphins and adrenaline and this euphoria with the action of love, because love is not a word, it is not a phrase, it is a consistent series of actions that are solidified by this sense of comfort, belonging, and it's free from the ego wounds of the soul that tell us that we need the next best thing, we need sparks. Love is not a spark. Love is just consistent action, unconditional. And if you're growing and someone's growing with you, they love the person you're growing into because they love you. And that's kind of what love is. But in a sense, like, romantic love and romantic relationships have been conflated with this need to be constantly chasing and feel something. What you're feeling is a lot of these chemicals in your mind that are set off by, like, basically adrenaline. You can get the same reaction from being in fear. So that's why a lot of people associate, like, whether it's platonic or non-platonic, that rush of adrenaline and fear is often associated with love because it does the same fucking thing in your mind. And I'm very sorry I swore just then. Okay. I think I channeled some. See, I always say when I swear suddenly I'm channeling someone's higher self. I honestly don't know what's gotten into me, but I do feel like some of your higher selves or your spirit guides are like, they're like this. I think I'm speaking your language. I think sometimes when I get on a passionate rage, I just a passionate rant. Okay. Some of you, y'all, you do need to let go of your ex, dude. Oh my goodness, I just felt that. So, goodness gracious. Yeah, I think some of you do need to, like, I'm seeing now someone going into a box of their old ex's stuff they kept and tearing up a whole bunch of pictures and photographs. I think, like, esoterically, that means you have to go into your memory banks and just tear up every single memory you had with that person and just get it out. And it doesn't mean you go to you're not going to approach them with this, like, you need to get rid of that. You need to say your piece to yourself out loud to someone, or just look at all, like, write an angry note to your ex and rip it up and get it out. Go for a jog. I'm seeing someone going for a jog on a rainy day. Like, get that out of your system, because that's just how your mind needs to process this, and getting out of that space where your ego wounds are telling you not to feel this, because if you don't feel it, you don't release it. And if you don't release it, you don't get that high vibe timeline, because one of the major themes of an ex relationship you're moving away from is, like, it's going too fast. Like, Little Red Corvette by Prince was kind of like the main message from your ex, like, okay, we're just gonna go too fast. I'm gonna lure you in the backseat of my car. like if anybody does that to you because they just want a fun night out, like only do it if you feel like doing it. But if you're wanting a relationship and you're almost pre-programmed to believe that that like rush to be in love is love, it's not. It's That's not love. When someone just like I've gotten to the point in my life where I got so used to people saying I love you without the action to back it up, that once I healed from that and had my trauma response reactions and started healing and feeling the feelings behind those people who basically were lying because they thought love was just saying I love you, and it's not. That's not enough. That's basically breadcrumbs to keep you by their side because they want that emotional fulfillment. They want someone to fill the gap in their heart that they can't fill themselves. I had to take a step aside and say, when someone says I love you too quickly, I'm the last person to believe it. And I think a couple of days ago, someone kind of did that with me, and I'm like, ooh, well, that's not good. And it's funny because it's the first time in my life where I had that reaction of being like, okay, you don't know me, you don't know what I'm going through, and to say that means nothing to me anymore. So you need someone to say, I love you, not just with their words, but their actions. You need both of those to match right now, is what I'm feeling, because having someone just like, I hate to say that, it's so crude, but there's this phrase I'm thinking that I keep being told, it's like one and done, like a one night stand. And then you mistake that for love, but you have 10 years worth of one night stands where it's like on and off, hot and cold, just this brutal roller coaster ride that that's not good for you, but in some way you've been conditioned to like know that that's love when it's not. So your brain is trying to like, it's like almost you're free associating. And I don't know what that means, but it might mean something for you. I think some of you specifically have heard that word before. And it's like your conscious mind is trying to fight your emotional side. So I'm gonna get into the cards because I'm a little bit having trouble with this reading. I'm seeing some of you drinking Earl Grey tea. I think some of you might actually need to come off caffeine or are coming off caffeine right now. I'm seeing. Yeah, I think there's a need to ground right now. There might be some stress coming in. Yeah, so this is an old romantic relationship you're coming away from, and this is a new one. Whoo wee. Yeah, we love to see it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is very beautiful. So the divine is saying to you with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you got to release this. You know it's not good for you. You just don't know how to. Or you might be second guessing yourself because you might be looking at everyone around you and saying, "Well, they don't have relationships or their relationship is like this. This must be what love is." And it's like, "No, it's not." Do you think they know what they're doing in their relationships? Probably not. Or in childhood you had this like almost a facade of a healthy relationship mirrored to you, because like from my own experience, I saw a lot of that. I saw like a lot of infidelity. I was a child of divorce, and just there's a lot of that inconsistency. Or even with friend groups, there's this feeling of, well, I might be wrong here, right? And I'm just going to say no. If you think it's wrong, if you feel like it's wrong, then it probably is. Even if people outside you contradict you, trust your emotions, trust your intuition. Because I think some of you here are very highly intuitive and empathic. You're very strong feelers or highly sensitive. Yeah. So you kind of feel emotions better than you understand them. But a lot of people really do not understand their own emotions or their own motivations, and maybe even lack thereof. So if people have been keeping you out in the cold or trapped in their own even lack mentality, it feels like there's this need to pull away from a mindset or a group of people who are trapped in the mindset of like high school relationships. Because I'm being taken to Greece, and that I'm not gonna lie, that's not a very ideal relationship. Like, say what you want about the show, and it might be controversial. Like, it's a good musical. The relationship is horrible. Let me just say, uh, the main relationship, goodness, I forget their names. I know I know. I'm just hearing Danny Zuko is not an ideal boyfriend on this timeline. Please, girls, don't change for a man, and guys, do not change for anyone either. Like, don't just be you. Don't like, because that's exactly what I'm seeing. Like, that's the best example I have. There is like this posse of friends around you. It's like, this is what love is. And it's like, gosh, no. If you can be you with a person or a friend group, platonically or romantically, like, that's your friend group, that's your partner. You can be yourself and you're not ashamed and you're not afraid. And your friends back you up. And there's that feeling of there has been a lack of clarity in your life because people have reinforced that sort of pack mentality of you must be like all of us. And it's like, but what if you want to be you, and if they don't accept you, you're probably not part of that group. If you're like divorcing a friend group, so to speak, find your tribe, find people who vibe with you, find your own. I'm hearing car of clowns. Like, you're trying to be an acrobat, but you're out there being a clown. So, oh my gosh, that's weird. That's a weird analogy. Some of you might actually be in theater, and like depending on how you feel about that, like there might be fellow theater kids who might not be good for you, but there are also theater kids who might be. I don't know. The gist is that find people who are your. I don't like using this word. Your type of crazy, and maybe you do sort of like that energy, that free spiritedness, high vibe, adrenaline. Okay, because I'm getting a lot of Sagittarius energy, but I'm having a hard time putting this together. So, third eye, throat chakra, crown, work on those, fam. Sip your Earl Grey. Where I'm seeing some of you need to either wear a blue scarf, neckerchief around your neck, or I'm seeing someone wrapping their head or their crown in a blue scarf. Because what I'm going to say right now is that I learned a long time ago to unmask. And like, even right now, I kind of am in this feeling of, it's hard to do that sometimes. And I get that, but I know how difficult it is to let go of that part of yourself, and especially the wounded ego that wants to really go back to conforming with a group of people, because that's kind of the chameleon effect. If you're highly sensitive, or if you even have like certain childhood wounds around belonging, if you go back to a group of people that you know is not good for you, you're most likely going to sort of like reflect back your environment. You're going to change colors to be like they are. And they might actually be dull and gray. And maybe they made you feel like you were boring because you want a simpler life. That you don't want to go around like seeking magic all the time or moving mountains. You just want a simple and clean life. You just want things to be okay and calm and find serenity in that. And there might be people around you who convince you that you shouldn't want that because that's boring. Because what if the spark dies? It's like there's no spark in love. Love just is. Love is consistent. The spark, the flame, that's an adrenaline high. That's euphoria. That's not good for you. So you're going to align with your soul tribe or your spirit clan, I'm hearing. So that might mean something to some of you. I'm saying words I don't think I've said before. So I think there might be some very eclectic viewers or a wide range of viewers here. And I just want to say hello, just firsthand observation. And I do think that you are going to step into this Queen of Wands energy, whether you identify as male or female, or even whether you identify as being this colorful, flamboyant rainbow lizard, or a gray, dull, like sea urchin. Okay, they're weird. Or scorpion. Some of you might have Scorpio placements that you need to look at, or have scorpionic energy. Some of you might have a more gothic style and more like to wear toned down or muted colors. Like, it's okay to be calm. It's okay to want that. And no one should look at you and judge you for it, because people who create chaos in themselves and in others, like that's not a sustainable way to live. So you're letting go of a lot of this, and some things might be happening in your life that are gearing you up to enter into this timeline, because there's a lot of stuff moving forward. And yeah, so there's a lot of like grounded energy. I'm actually going to remove this right now. So for your future timeline with a romantic or platonic relationships, whether it's some of you might actually have a crush who is a friend or an ex-best friend coming in to confess their love to you, or you might be just making a lot of new friendships that evolve into something more. I'm hearing a lot of magic. Some of you might have been performing magic, or this new phase of your life, this summer of your life, as it were, is going to be a lot magical than the other. This feels very new. So there's a lot of groundedness. I'm actually very happy that I pulled a lot of these court cards for your future relationship, because that's what I'm seeing for you. And the thing is that even when we're not in a relationship with our exes anymore, a piece of them is still with us. Is whether it's emotional baggage, whether it's physical things that they might have given us. Like if you have I'm seeing someone has like a music box or some sort of what would you call it? Like a trinket you bought at a souvenir shop. Like if you went on a holiday together or vacation and you went to, I'm seeing Niagara Falls, and you went to a gift shop there, or you got a t-shirt from a vacation or a band you like, or they introduce you to, like, get rid of that stuff. Put it in like, okay, for some of you, if you are practitioners of magic and you know what you're doing, only take it as it resonates. Get a box full of your ex's stuff and either throw it in the trash, take a baseball bat or something like a stick or something, and just beat it up. Like start just wailing on it, because you're getting out your anger, your frustration, and you're letting that you're letting your emotional body release a lot of tension, and that's cleaning your nervous system, that's cleaning your root chakra, and that is helping you almost like say to your ex, not only do I not accept this energy inside of me anymore, I do not accept anyone who mirrors that in me. You're telling the universe through your actions that I do not accept this in me. Another mantra or phrase I like to use when I'm clearing out old stagnant energy is this. Um, I use the phrase mostly, hate is not welcome in my temple. Because when we look at our bodies, that is a spiritual place for our soul to sit. When we look at our minds, that is how we interact with ourselves most frequently. But our brains are so powerful and strongly connected to every other part of our body. The brain is so powerful. It is a difficult thing to have mastery over, or at least understand. And while you can't entirely take control over it, you can find ways to release a lot from you. And that's why music is important, and different types of healing depending on what resonates most for you, because not all our brains are wired the same way, and we don't always interact with our emotions the same way. But just the feeling and releasing the fear of feeling those emotions is enough to get that through you. Anger is a way to release dark energy from you, to release old wounds. So if you say this person or this energy or this frequency is not allowed in this temple, you are telling the universe not only that what is in you is banished from you, but you do not accept it back in. And so I think that might be good for a few of you. And if you do use candles, or if you like to, only if it resonates, and be very safe with this, but I'm getting a lot of you like to use fire magic. So like setting things on fire and burning it. Because if some of you are practitioners of magic and do spell work in that way, that's going to be good for you. I need to pause for a second. Okay, so one of the biggest pieces of advice. So my camera is doing this weird thing where it's going in and out of focus. I think one of the signs that this new person or this new friend or group of friends or people around you is technology might start acting up. Like there's higher frequencies you're aligning with. Your vibe is resonating at the frequency of your tribe, and you are basically calling them in. I just got an image of a gramophone. Um, some of you like listening to records or old music, like even CD players. Like maybe like look at some of the records from your youth or childhood. If those of you are a little bit older and you resonate with that, or if you do like vintage audio, vinyl, or even like cassettes or CDs, going to a simpler form of like communication with the divine, or like tuning in to an artist who is basically feeling a feeling that you want to connect with, and healing through that might be good for you. It's not going to be easy. I'm just going to let you know. But always keep in mind that these times of transformation are not easy, but you will break through on a very beautiful and magical timeline. And I am definitely sending all my love, and I am here for you, and I will keep putting out these videos and messages to help you. And feel free to look at my other playlists as far as love and healing. Like I am here. I feel like I need to say that. That's interesting. But I'm probably gonna put out some more shorts or videos about like different methods of transmuting energy, or even like, yeah, transmutation. I think that is something that I think the collective might need to hear right now. So if you'd like to see more of that, just let me know in the comments. I am very, very grateful to be here channeling these messages for you. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me once again. And I'm going to get maybe some, yeah, I think one of the main things is this new timeline, you're going to come out on top again. You're going to be the one who's loved. You're going to be the one who's going from, and even if you remain single, you're still coming into a timeline where you have future friends who don't future fake. You have a lot of gifts coming in, because some of you might just want platonic relationships, and that's okay. Some of you might want to stay forever single, and that's okay. And I'm seeing like a group or a club of old ladies or nanas sitting in a circle and just knitting and just talking to each other and gossiping. Like that could be your potential future timeline. Your loving timeline is a group of friends where you are old together and you just sit around, maybe even playing poker at the table, whether you're male or female. You just sit around and you're just like, you're there, you're with your tribe. It doesn't have to be romantic. You never have to get married. You never have to fall in love, but fall in love with yourself and with life, because you love your friends, and that's all that matters. You love them like a second family, or they're your chosen family. Romantic relationships don't have to even factor into your life, and I definitely support that and love that for you if that's your choice. So I just want to thank you so much and congratulate you on this future timeline. I really hope that this has helped you. And if you choose to claim it, that it comes to you. And with all my light and love, I send the best wishes and regards from the higher realm and your higher self. So have a very nice day.